Hello everybody, this is Pyra, and this is actually my third time trying to record this video. For some reason, my computer is not liking me today and my videos have been corrupted, so we're going to make this short and sweet. It is the night of March 18th, Monday, March 18th, and we are in maintenance right now, and we got some patch updates. So this is regarding Growing Light patch 6.58. It is a very small patch, but let's take a look at it. So this patch is going to bring a number of additions and refinements to the game, including PvP adjustments and strengthen Echo into Pandemonium and Abyssos Savage. So nothing too huge in this update. The first thing is going to be revolving around playable content. So XP gained by trust NPCs has now been increased for these 5 duties. I'm going to butcher their names, but it's going to be the Tower of Zot, the Tower of Babel, Vanispati, Catesis Hyperborea, and the ITS scope. Can't pronounce that, but yes, if you're someone who likes to go in with trust, then they will have extra XP gained. And so the next thing is around Wondrous Tales. So if you do Wondrous Tales and you get your 2 rows done in Wondrous Tales, the number of Allegan Tomestones of Causality is now doubled. So you can now get 1,000 instead of 500 as a reward. Moving on, we have some battle system updates. The first 2 are related to Zeromus, the Abyssal Fracture Extreme. So this has now been moved from the Raid Finder to the Duty Finder. You can now find this fight in the Duty Finder. And the drop rate for the Lynxes has been further increased for this fight. You can use now Void Vessel Totems, 99 of those, in order to trade in for your Grief Flute. And this is a good time to go after it. They have increased it, and that makes it even easier to get your mount. And so now the next 2 updates are related to Pandemonium. So, first of all, the Unsung Blades of Anabyssos from Anabyssos 12th Circle Normal have been removed. So, weekly restriction is gone. If you would like to farm this upgrade for your weapons, you can do that now in the normal version of the fight. And speaking of normal version versus Savage, in Anabyssos Savage, this final raid tier of the Pandemonium series, Echo has now been increased. So upon entering Pandemonium and Abyssos Savage raids, your maximum HP, damage gel, and healing potency will now be increased by 15%. And they did add a little note here that unlike other instances, the strength of the Echo will not increase in the event that all party members are incapacitated. So don't even think about wiping to try to get an extra Echo. It is not going to happen. So if you go in, this is an increased Echo, and that is what you get. And so the final battle system updates that we're getting in this patch relate to Thaleia, the weekly limit on rewards from the treasure coffers, as well as the weekly limit on Thaleia coins has been removed. So this is a great time if you have been wanting to farm Thaleia for some glam, or if you wanted the coins, then this is the perfect time because now it's uncapped. So go nuts, go nuts, go in there, go get some great things. And speaking of those coins, now with the Aglia coins, Euphrosyne coins, and Thaleia coins, if you use one of each, you can go to a vendor in Razanhan and trade them in for a Divine Solvent. This Divine Solvent can be used to enhance some of the equipment purchased with Allegan Tomestones of Comedy. So if you would like one of these Divine Solvents, you can now trade in those coins for one of them. And now the final battle things that are going on, we have a bunch of PvP updates as they promised us. So the first one is PvP action changes and adjustments for jobs. 2 jobs are the only ones that got affected this tier. Paladin got the brunt of it. So for Holy Sheltron, your barrier duration is going to be reduced and your potency will also be reduced. I would say if you're a Paladin main in PvP, take a screenshot and look into this closely. I'm not at all a Paladin main in or out of PvP, so I would say look at that a little bit closely to understand what the adjustments are. And then easily enough for Confiteor, Blade of Faith, Blade of Truth, and Blade of Valor, the damage potency has been increased across the board. So damage potency is increased for all 4 of those abilities. And for the other update, we have Dancer. Dancer's Holding Ovation. Your attack and barrier potency granted by each stack of acclaim has been reduced. So again, I would say if you are somebody who enjoys playing Dancer in PvP, read this to understand what it is, but your attack and barrier potency has been increased. And to wrap up PvP, there is an update about Crystalline Conflict. This is something we already heard about and knew about, but Season 10 will be ending and Season 11 will be beginning. So you can learn a little bit more about rewards. I believe the lodestone is actually not working right now, and I kind of got a nice view from my history. But check it out if you are somebody who is into the rewards. We will probably do a video closer to Season 11 with the rewards. And so next we move on to system updates, just a couple small ones. First one is regarding the cloud data center. So we had that stress test several months ago for the cloud data center, and they're just now removing this from the list of options on the data center selection screen. I don't know why they chose to wait so long to do this, but my hunch and assumption is just that they were maybe thinking of doing some more stress tests, but they probably got all the data that they needed to sufficiently assess the cloud data center. So they are removing this from the data center selection screen. You will no longer see it. And now the next update is that all worlds on the Oceania data center are now available as destinations in the data center travel menu. So this will not start until around Sunday, March 24th at 8 p.m. Pacific. They said around, so this is probably something that they're not 100% sure on time-wise, but you will now be able to travel to the Oceania Data Center. So if you want to check it out for the first time just because, or if you have friends over there, definitely feel free to hop over and see what's going on over in Oceania. And the last couple things in the patch notes, we get this every time, just some bug issues and addressed issues. So first of all, the resolved issues. I'm not going to go over these in extreme detail, but we had a main scenario quest that was fixed. We had some Alexander the Burden of the Sun Savage issues that were fixed, Crystalline Conflict issue that was fixed, and another seasonal quest issue that was fixed. And as far as known issues, this actually relates back to that PvP action Holy Cheltron for Paladin. The description is just not going to be updated to match the adjustments that were just made. The action should work just fine, however, this was just something that wasn't fixed before the patch. So that is my update about Growing Light patch 6.58 update notes. Thanks for hanging out with me. I am a Final Fantasy XIV creator, if you haven't met me, and I try to do more of these lodestone updates as they happen. I also do a lot of Savage rating content, Ultimate rating content now, a lot of kind of casual things in the mix. And if you love Final Fantasy XIV and like supporting my content, hit that subscribe button, hit a like, leave a comment if you want to let me know what you're up to in these times between now and Dawn Trail, and we will see you soon. Bye!